Welcome to Intuitive Alchemy, the space where we turn cosmic and spiritual insight into practical, real-world healing. I'm Sydney, trained intuitive, energetic alchemist, and medical astrologer in training. And on Intuitive Alchemy, I get personal. We don't do surface level here. We go deep. No fluff, just the energetic shifts, raw stories, and grounded practices that actually change your life and activate your personal power. Now let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Alchemy and this episode, this Alchemy Hit. Today, I really want to walk you through a process that I found myself in, which if you listen to last week's Alchemy Hit mini episode, I talked about kind of a very sudden opportunity, I guess you could say, that Corey and I were faced with of going to Tulsa for 2 months for his job. And like this all came on so quickly, and it was like, bam, here's the opportunity. We decided we were going to do it. And then shortly after that, it was called off. And this all happened very quickly and spiked my nervous system. It was stress. It was a stressor, even though it wasn't like bad. It wasn't a negative thing. It was stress. And so I want to walk you through how this just regular life stressor threw me out of balance and kind of into a little mini flare-up, what I would call a mini flare-up, as I am healing my autoimmune disorder, Hashimoto's, and just deep in the nervous system regulation journey, coming out of functional freeze after being in functional freeze, which is also known as a dorsal vagal shutdown, when your body literally just kind of shuts down and dissociates to protect you. But you're still functioning, like you're still there, and like other people wouldn't necessarily know that you are actually in a freeze response. You know, if you're familiar, if you've learned at all about what a freeze response looks like, especially a functional freeze, like, you know. So I want to talk to you about kind of the process, like what happened, what I was experiencing after the kind of acute stress came on, and how I am moving through it and honoring my body to come back to feeling so good like I was, and kind of coming back to balance, coming back to regulation. What am I doing? So, okay. As I talked about, go back and listen to last Friday's episode if you want to hear like all the backstory of the whole thing about Tulsa. But basically we found out that we had this opportunity and we were going to do it. And they were like, okay, you need to leave like basically in 2 days. And we were like, okay. And it was going to be for 2 months. So it was just the stress of like logistics and planning and packing and like knowing that we had a 2-day drive coming up all of a sudden, and, you know, getting an Airbnb at the halfway mark, and just kind of forwarding the mail, you know, all of just the life stuff. And it just like was so fast that it's absolutely none of it was stuff that I couldn't handle or that he and I together couldn't handle, but it was just like, bam, here's this unforeseen thing. And we all have life stuff that comes up, and some of it is stressful, even though it's not like negative or bad necessarily. It still will spike your adrenaline or, you know, a cortisol response. And so I actually mentioned in last Friday's episode how I was already noticing like my eyelid had started twitching a little bit, which is a sign of high cortisol stress response in the body. And also I started feeling like this heavy feeling on my chest, and like it was hard to take a deep breath. And Just even after we already had found out that we actually were not going to be going, it was like my body was still stuck in that stress feedback loop of not quite going back to the baseline of like safety, and we actually don't have anything threatening going on here. There's nothing stressful, nothing out of the ordinary. We're just staying home. We're staying in our routine. So this was a little bit confusing to me because I was like, first of all, this wasn't bad. And second of all, it's not even happening. So like, why are we not just going back to normal now? Like, hello, body. We're all good. What are you doing? And so here is what after like, I started noticing so on Thursday morning is when we found out last Thursday morning that we were not going. And so then like on Friday, I slept in, you guys, until almost 11 a.m. And I am not that girl. Like I never in my life have I been a super like sleep in person. Even when I was a kid, like my friends would be like, I would sleep over at their house, and like my childhood best friend, she was such a like late sleeper, and I would be like so fucking bored because I would be like, I would wake up at like 7:30 or something, and she would sleep until like 9:30, and I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And so I just like typically like the latest I usually sleep is like 8:30 at the latest. And so I like my body clearly needed the rest, and I had taken Friday, like I was taking off work and everything. I was like, okay, I just, because I was going to like do appointments and like do all these things, pack and get ready to leave. And so after we were not leaving, I was like, well, I'm still going to do that and just rest and like get my nails done and stuff like that. So I wake up at almost 11 a.m. and I'm so shocked. I couldn't even believe that the dogs like even let me do that in the first place. That was kind of crazy. They must have been communicating with like my higher self, and they just knew. They're like, okay, let mom rest, which was super sweet. So, but I'm still like, I'm feeling a little bit better. Like my chest is feeling a little bit less heavy. I'm feeling a little bit more rested, but I'm still just like, my body is feeling heavy, and I'm feeling just like lower energy. My appetite is kind of dysregulated. Like I'm just not really feeling hungry. And when I'm stressed, like I'm not a stress eater. When I'm stressed, I like don't eat, or I just have really disordered eating. Like I'll just have like a little snack here and there, but like I am not someone who's like, oh, I'm stressed, let me go like order all this food. Like no, my stomach will reject it quite literally. So I'm just kind of like snacking here and there, but like really not nourishing my body. For sure. Like absolutely not drinking enough water, not eating enough food, enough calories, to signal to my body that it's safe, and like we're not in starvation mode, all of that. So, and I'm also like about to start my period. So like we'll just add that layer in there too. And so then like I get through Friday and I'm just kind of like tired. And then over the weekend, I was just completely exhausted. Like so tired. It didn't really matter how much I slept. Like I napped. I slept good at night as well. Like it's not that I wasn't sleeping. I just was so tired. I still had kind of just a weird appetite, like just not super hungry. And so then I wouldn't really eat, and then I would be starving. And then like it was just not normal for me. And so I'm not quite putting together, like I'm not quite realizing in the time, because I'm just trying to honor what my body needs. So I'm like, okay, I'm super tired, so let me take a nap. I'm trying to listen to my body, and I didn't do really any work. Like usually I do work on the weekends because I just love it. Like, I will definitely relax and like take breaks and stuff, but like I just have such a creative flow flowing through me like on almost every day that I'm just like, I don't want to take a break from this. Like, it's joyful for me to, even if I'm just like chilling on the couch, like to have my laptop and be brainstorming ideas or, you know, coming up with content or learning something, whatever. Like, that to me is so fun and fulfilling, and like it makes me feel more energized whenever I'm in that creative space. And but like I literally didn't do any of that this weekend, and I just like read a little bit. I watched some Love Island, and what was it, Corey and I were watching Perfect Match. I've never seen that show before, but we watched the latest season with Ollie and AD on it. And so we watched like the finale of that. And anyway, so that was, I like that show. It's interesting. Like it's wild, but it's kind of like a mindless show that I like to watch. So anyway, so I'm just kind of like, okay, so the appetite, the breathing, I just was feeling not like as good as I was. Like I was feeling great before this whole Tulsa thing came up. Like I was in my rhythm. I was feeling so good. My digestion was great. My energy levels were really good, like better than they have been in a really long time. I was feeling really connected with my body. Just seeing a lot of notable progress from all of the things I've been doing, like regulating my nervous system, releasing stored trauma and emotions from my body. And I've been doing a lot of inner child healing work as well through like the journal speak stuff that I've talked about on previous episodes. I have been doing a lot of somatic movement and just even things like focusing on slowing down when I'm eating, like taking some deep breaths before I start eating, telling myself literally, like putting my hands on my body and saying like, it is safe. You are safe to digest this food. We are safe. And then chewing a whole lot before, swallowing. Like just, I've been doing so many things to heal my gut, my body, my emotions, my nervous system. And it was like working truly. I was truly feeling the best that I have felt in a long time and seeing progress in so many areas. Okay. And so then this stressful thing comes up and knocks me off balance. And what I didn't catch until just yesterday was, okay, so other than the stressful thing happening and like, spiking cortisol, spiking adrenaline, whatever, which is like unavoidable because we are going to have things that come up in life that cause a stress response. Like that is normal. That is natural. We absolutely can't avoid that. And we should be able to handle that. Like we should not be just constantly trying to avoid stress in our lives. Like our body should be able to handle those kinds of stresses. And so what I was realizing was not only did I have that stressful thing, I stopped doing the things that were helping me, which like sounds so duh and so simple, but it's like, okay, so this thing comes up, it throws off my routine because now I'm like, oh no, I've got to pack, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, da, 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 da. So what do? I stop being as present in my meals. I'm actually not cooking as much because I'm like, well, I'm not going to go grocery shopping. We're about to leave. I'm just going to kind of graze here and there. And then also my appetite was a little bit off. So I was like definitely not wanting to cook. And so I'm just kind of eating little snacky things here and there. Okay. And now I'm also trying to multitask. So I'm scrolling on my phone or I'm doing this or I'm doing that while I'm eating. I'm not chewing as much. I'm not doing my somatic exercises because who has the time whenever you have to leave in 48 hours for a 2-month trip and you've got a lot of stuff you need to do. I'm not doing my like deep breathing exercises again because, did I have the time? Yes, I had the time, but like mentally I didn't and I wasn't like prioritizing it. And I'm not doing like yin yoga or workouts or whatever to like keep me grounded, because I'll just pick that back up whenever I get to Tulsa. And so you see how this stressful circumstance, it wasn't just that. It was that I let that completely derail all of the things that I had in place that were truly healing me and helping me. And so basically, what I'm saying is, where could you be confused maybe by what you're feeling or symptoms that may be popping up? Or you might be like, why am I backtracking on all the progress? Like, I was doing so good. Like, these things were working for me. And so why am I not still seeing that? Could it be potentially that you actually stopped doing some of those things that were helping you and giving you all of these amazing results? Did you start to see progress? And I've done this before multiple times throughout my life, like where I start to do something and I'm like, oh my God, this is working. And then you kind of get a little lax with it. You're like, oh, well, I've done enough. Like, this worked. Which, like, I wasn't even in my mind. That was not my intention. I was not like, oh, I don't need to stand on my vibration plate. I don't need to do my somatic exercises. I don't need to do my qigong in the morning. I don't need to drink my lemon water. I can just go straight to coffee. I was not mentally like going there. I wasn't ever intending on stopping doing any of the things I was doing, but like, because of the stressful thing and like the timeline of it and everything, I just stopped. And so basically what I was shown was, I already knew those things were helping me, but I was very clearly shown how much those things were helping me in their absence. Like, the contrast was wild. I was like, oh, I knew they were working, but I don't know if I knew how much they were working. And now without them, my digestion was going a little haywire, my appetite, like I already talked about all that. So basically, honoring your body and giving it what it needs, which could be rest, could be a nap, could be a break from work, could be maybe you do need a little break from like exercise or whatever, but how can you still stay with the things that you know move the needle for you and you know are super regulating and healing for you, and not guilting yourself, not like, oh my God, I have to check all of these boxes or I'm going to go back, I'm going to regress. Like, no, that's not going to be helpful either, because now you're not doing it because it's actually healing. You're doing it to check a box and to like be good enough. So we don't want to come at it from that place, but you see what I'm saying? I think you get it. So, so just kind of like, I guess this is just kind of a little example to hopefully inspire you to look and see like, okay, where might you be consciously or subconsciously backtracking and maybe even self-sabotaging, maybe it's intentional, or maybe you literally have no idea that, oh, actually, I did stop doing the things that were really, really helping me. And can you just pick those back up? Or can you pick back up one of them? Can you be more present when you're eating your meals? Can you not scroll when you're having a meal? Can you chew your food more? Can you take some really deep diaphragmatic breaths to stimulate your vagus nerve? Can you shake your body and move your body even if you're not going to do a full workout? Can you pull up a free 10-minute qigong routine on YouTube? I mean, that's what I do. I like to do that every morning. It's super, super good for getting your life force energy, your chi, moving and stimulating your lymphatic system. Speaking of the lymphatic system, can you lay in bed even, or on the floor, with your legs up the wall, just to get the lymph flowing in that opposite direction? So yeah, I know that your situation may not be exactly like mine. You may not have my exact like things that you're working through, but just take a little audit of your habits and the things that you're doing? And are you potentially letting stress or something that you have coming up in your life kind of like throw you out of your routine and the things that you know are really, really helpful and healing and nourishing to you? Trying to get back into that as much as you can, while also honoring your body in the meantime and allowing it to take its time in getting back to that kind of homeostasis level. And maybe you take a few more naps than you usually do. Maybe you shut your laptop a little bit earlier than you normally do, and only you're going to know what's going to be best in your specific season that you're in. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that this was helpful, and I will talk to you soon. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with a friend who needs it. Take a screenshot, post it to your Instagram story, and tag me at Intuitively Sydney. That's SIDNEY. I would love, love, love to see who's tuning in so I can connect with you and celebrate you. Have an amazing week, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.